I'm a 32-year-old woman, and I just bought my first house. It has 3 bedrooms, a yard, and is just what I need right now. I'm single and have 2 dogs and a cat. My sister is 34, has 3 children and lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. Lately, she's been talking about how such a tiny living space is not enough for the 4 of them. When she got to know about the house I had bought, she became very upset and told me I was being wasteful as I'm single and don't have kids and therefore don't need such a big space. I reminded her that what I do with my hard-earned money is none of her business. She went on to complain to our mother about how selfish I was being yesterday evening. I got a call from my mom telling me I should let my sister and her kids move into the house. I told her that no one was going to live in the house that I paid for but me, and that extra space would be great for my dogs to play in. My mom also got very upset with me and told me I was being unreasonable, that my sister's kids are growing and need the space more than my dogs. I offered to help my sister out financially so she could rent a bigger place. My mom got my sister on the phone, who shot down the idea, telling me I needed to let her and the kids live in my house. When I refused again, she very generously suggested a compromise. I could live in the house with her and her kids, and would not have to find somewhere else to live. She said this as if she was doing me a favor. I told her she had lost her mind and hung up. However, my mom and sister kept on pestering me, with my mom trying to guilt-trip me by telling me that my sister had been crying over not being able to live in a nice house like mine. I got fed up and decided to shame them. I made a post on a whole about this, and of course, most of the commenters could hardly believe how entitled my mom and sister are. They got bashed pretty badly. After getting the verdict from a whole, I decided to send my sister and mom a link to the post, letting them know that I had made it. As expected, they freaked the duck out. My mom has been texting me telling me what a horrible daughter I am, and how I've embarrassed her in front of so many people. I told her to calm down, as these are all strangers on the internet who have no idea who she is. But asking my mom to listen to reason is like asking my cat to stop shoving things off the horizontal surfaces. So I told her I'd talk to her when she's willing to act like an adult. My sister has been crying about this to my mom and any other relative who will listen. Most of them won't. They had been on my side from the start and had agreed that my sister's demands were ridiculous. They think this whole thing is hilarious. First, OP is definitely not in a hole and has every right to do with her money and belongings as she pleases, and her mom and sister should get their heads out of the ground. Second, what kind of 34-year-old woman goes crying to the mother because their younger sibling won't tolerate their entitled Woman, you're 34 with 3 kids. Get your crap together and be a good role model to those kids. OP did good by offering financial aid. The rest is on them. Opus's sister is 34 and acting like she's 4. And OP's mother. I can't even start. Story 2. So, some backstory. I am a broke college guy. I like to drive really badly. It's like my favorite thing in the world. Can't really afford a car, cause in my country, the taxes are high and only the rich have personal cars. So I decided to get myself one of those racing wheels you attach to your computer and you can almost simulate driving a car. They are also very expensive for me, but I still could save up for them. So I started to save in the middle of 2017. Now to the main story. I live with my parents and share a room with my sister. She saw me saving the money and keeping them in the cupboard we share. All was good those past years. She didn't take the money. But yesterday I returned from my college and saw that there was an expensive bag inside the cupboard. I thought she borrowed it from one of her friends or something. But when I checked on the money, it wasn't there. My first thought was that my mom moved it or something, as it was almost close to $300. That's a huge amount here. So I asked her and she says she doesn't know about it. I immediately thought of the bag. I went to my room and called my sister and told her to come home immediately. She came like an hour or 2 later. I asked if she took my money or not. This was her exact answer. Sister, yes, I took it. I bought the bag over there with it. How could you? Those weren't your money. Those were mine. Sister, it doesn't matter. You were gonna buy some stupid toy or computer component with it anyway. I can buy anything I want with the money I saved from my own job. Sister, I needed this bag more than anything. Chill out. You can start saving again. I looked at my mom to support me, but she told me to let it go. But I can't let it go. Those were my hard-earned money, and she just goes and spends them like they were hers. My hands are shaking with rage as I am typing this. I don't know what to do. I was so close to my goal. If only I put the money somewhere hidden instead of trusting my sister. Update. I found the bag and searched it. It had the receipt inside it. So I took it to the shop and they had a strict no-return policy, so I had no luck there. I put it up for sale and managed to sell it to a lady, but at half price because nobody was paying the brand new price, even though it wasn't used. Anyway, I now got $170 of the $275 I had. It's not the full price, but at least I got something back. My mother kept supporting her and scolded me for selling the bag even though it was bought with my money. My stepdad is quite helpful, so I told him the full story and he supported me. He threatened my sister to reimburse my full amount or else he will kick her out of the house. She, upon hearing this, begged him and told him that she needs some time to return the money. Hopefully I get the money back. I think it's time to stop talking to them. I hope OP can get a bank account to put future money away. I would make sure to tell my family or friends what she did, solely so they know to watch their own stuff around her, and totally not so everyone knows what a b she is. And seriously, I just think OP should not talk to either his mother or sister. If he must, he should keep it as short and brief as possible. Why should he treat them like family if they won't give him the same courtesy? He should treat them like a landlord and roommate. I don't know how old OP is, but hopefully he will be able to move out soon. Story 3. So this isn't really my story. This is my younger sister's story. But when she told me what happened last weekend, I was so mad. I waited to stew about this because I honestly thought that at first my sister was lying because she tends to exaggerate her story. But my dad confirmed it was true and I just thought I need to post it here with sister's permission. So my stepmom has this friend that I will refer to as Veronica, not her real name, that I never did like, but for some reason the rest of my family thought she was down to earth. I never liked Veronica. I thought she was nosy and entitled and extremely white trash. Not only is she a huge gossip and likes to spread fake rumors. If you read my stepmom post, they are two peas in a pod. But she loves to have random people stay with her and then claim those people for food stamps and on her taxes as dependents. She also tends to treat other people's kids as her own and threatens to call CPS on parents if they won't let her discipline their children. On to the story. My younger sister is 6 months pregnant and is pretty good friends with Veronica. Again, I have no idea why. My sister is a very private person. She doesn't like people touching her and does not talk to anyone except close family about the baby. Last weekend, Veronica organized a huge get-together. For some reason or other, she invited some of my sister's friends, my sister, dad, and stepmom, and some of her own family. After dinner, when everyone was in the living room talking, Veronica started to question my sister about her pregnancy and kept persisting with my sister to let her touch her stomach. This is what paraphrased from what happened, based on what my sister and dad said. Not everything said is exact. Quick cast. Sister, dad, Veronica, sister's boyfriend. Veronica: so, sister, how far along are you right now? Sister: I'll be 27 weeks old this Friday. Veronica: has the baby been kicking? Oh, can I feel, please? Sister: my sister starts to back away as Veronica gets closer. Veronica: you know I'm not comfortable letting people touch my belly. Veronica: why won't you let me touch your baby? I'm practically family. Just let me feel your belly. Sister: no, what the duck? Dad: Veronica, what are you doing? Veronica: I just want to feel the baby. Is that so wrong? Dad: sister has told you she's not comfortable and you know this. Come on, knock it off already. Veronica: come on, let me feel my baby. I want to feel him kick. Sister's boyfriend: it's a girl and it's not your baby. What the duck are you on right now? Veronica asks a few more times, but is still told no. Veronica: why won't you let me feel your belly? Is there something you're not telling me? Is there something you'd like to share with everyone here? Sister: what the duck are you talking about? Sister's boyfriend: leave sister alone. Veronica: I knew it. You're faking the pregnancy, aren't you? That's why you won't let anyone feel your belly. Everyone at the table starts saying pretty much the same thing. What the duck is wrong with you, Veronica? Veronica: she's faking her pregnancy. That's why she won't let anyone touch her stomach. Watch, I'll prove it. Veronica then reaches over and tries to grab onto sister's fake stomach. I think she thought my sister had one of those fake harnesses that they give to teenagers to show them why they shouldn't get pregnant. I'm not sure, but when she tried to pull the stomach off, she just got a handful of my sister's shirt. My sister's shirt didn't rip, but it stretched and everyone saw my sister's belly. So they knew right away she wasn't faking her pregnancy. Sister's boyfriend then shoved Veronica away when she wouldn't let go of sister's shirt. Sister's boyfriend: what the duck is wrong with you? Veronica: you're faking your pregnancy. I know you are. Dad: Veronica, calm down. Veronica then raised her hand with a closed fist. We're all pretty sure she meant to punch or hit sister's stomach as a way to show that she was just punching a dummy or something. Luckily, a bunch of people jumped in and restrained Veronica before she could touch sister. Sister's boyfriend wisely decided to take sister home. Veronica tried to get loose and grabbed sister's hair at one time, but my sister's boyfriend punched her to get her to let go and got my sister away safely. Unfortunately, there's no ultimate justice warrior moments. Though I did try to convince my sister to press charges, but my sister keeps saying it's not worth it. Sister tells me that Veronica keeps calling and begging forgiveness. She wasn't on her meds or something. Luckily, it seems dad and sister have finally realized Veronica is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and refuse to have anything to do with her. My stepmom, not so much. Well, crazy knows crazy, but that's none of my business. I think it's a big mistake for not pressing charges, but their choice. Story 4. I'm a 19-year-old girl, and my parents divorced 4 years ago when my dad came home in the middle of the night, woke my mother up, and told her that he never loved her. He had been having an affair with some girl, we'll call her Tiffany, who he met at work. Tiffany was 28 at the time and he was 41. He didn't want us to know right away. But the fighting woke me and my brother up, and my dad pretty much told us that he'd been wasting his life with our mom. He almost cried, but I just really hated him at that moment. He married Tiffany about 2 years later, and she had twin girls. I didn't want to go for every other weekend visit, and he thought I was too old to force me. He'd take me out to dinner and invite me to the house and stuff, but I never spent the night. This put a real strain on our relationship. And recently he's been open about missing me and wanting me to know my 2 little sisters. My brother and Tiffany get along great. He does 50 over 50. But when the pandemic got bad and he had to pick, he chose to stay with my dad and Tiffany. I resent everyone, even my brother, for how much they've hurt my mom. My dad convinced me to spend the weekend with him, though I was apprehensive. Tiffany was nice for the first day, like really over-eager nice, but when I didn't respond, she got sort of cold and passive-aggressive. Growing up, my dad was this really old-fashioned man's man who never showed any emotion, but now he's all over Tiffany. I think it's really weird to grab your wife's butt in front of your kids, but it's not an easy thing to bring up. The other night, my dad grilled, and we all ate outside. The babies were in their little pool, and my dad and brother had been swimming, and my brother had even sucked water up in one of those noodle things and squirted Tiffany at one point. My point is, no one was dressed up and she didn't mind getting wet. Well, they were kissing, like they always do, and making out. I know Tiffany knows how much it bothers me, and at one point, she even looked right at me. So I filled up one of the baby's plastic buckets with water and tossed it at them to cool off. I get this wasn't the most mature thing, but she's always bragging about how she's the fun parent and she has so much fun with my brother. And I know if he did it, it would have just been considered a prank. But I guess Tiffany cried afterwards. And now my dad is pissed. Am I in a hole? OP cannot control what her dad, her brother, or Tiffany do. She can control what she does. If OP doesn't like Tiffany, she doesn't need to spend time with her. She doesn't need to pretend she is doing her dad some sort of favor. She cannot force her dad to choose between herself and his new wife. She can simply make her own choices. If that means she doesn't spend time with him, then that's her choice. As for spraying her, of course she would have been fine with OP's brother doing it. When your friends or someone you like is a kid with you, it's fine. She's not obligated to accept this kind of behavior from someone who can't even be civil to her. Disclaimer: my mom was a single mother for most of my life, and I in no way am implying that there is something wrong with or shameful about being a single mother. I have this friend, Olivia. We aren't really close, but we belong to the same large social circle. We have a lot of mutual friends. We were having a Zoom party when she announced she was pregnant with her boyfriend of 1 year. No one in this friendship group has met this boyfriend, but we all gave her our congratulations and told her we'd love to meet the father when lockdown ends. Olivia got a really coy smile on her face and told us we all knew him already, but she would officially introduce us when the pandemic was over. A few days later, a smaller group of us were chatting, and my friend Emma mentioned that another couple, Tom and Sarah, in our group were most likely going to get a divorce soon. This small group consisted of all my personally close friends, which would normally include Sarah. Emma told us, with Sarah's permission, it turned out Tom was Olivia's baby's dad. And when she made the comment during the Zoom call, it confirmed Sarah's suspicion, and she snooped and found evidence. According to Emma, Olivia intentionally got pregnant, poked holes in the condom, and only announced it when she was no longer eligible for an abortion to force Tom to leave Sarah for her. Tom has told Sarah that he has no plans to be a dad to the baby, no matter what happens between them. At the next Zoom party, neither Tom nor Sarah were present. Olivia broke down crying. She told everyone her boyfriend got cold feet about being a dad and broke up with her, that she would now be forced to be a single mother and that she needed her friends more than ever. Everyone was giving her sympathy, including the friends who knew the truth. She started making plans on how we would all chip in to help her get things for the baby before it arrived. This is when I started laughing. She demanded to know what I found so funny and asked me if I was shaming her for being a single mother. We got in an argument which ended with me telling her she deserved to be a single mother and she had made her bed so now she should lay in it. She started crying again and disconnected. Someone else explained the whole Sarah-Tom-Olivia affair to everyone present, who had no idea. Our friendship group is split half, whilst on Sarah's side. Think we should still be sympathetic to Olivia too, because she is going to be a single mom and would need us to be her support system. She has no family here and has a low income, so will need financial help most likely. The other half think Olivia is a homewrecker and neither her nor Tom deserve any sympathy. Some people are now saying they will no longer attend events if Tom or Olivia are invited. Olivia's best friend called me a bee for turning the group against her and said I was shaming her, which I wasn't. Am I in a hole? Olivia did make her bed. She's a manipulative liar. And while I really hope this isn't the case, she'll probably end up using the kid as a pawn in her games too.